everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I'll be explaining the powers and abilities of Deathstroke. Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke the Terminator, elite military veteran, member of Task Force X, genetically enhanced super soldier, and the greatest assassin in the DC universe. Okay, so in this video, I will be going over Deathstroke's powers from pre-crisis, post-crisis, New 52, Rebirth, and so on. Now I won't be going into every single one in extreme detail due to the fact that Deathstroke has been kept consistent even throughout several universe reboots. His history is largely unchanged, and his powers never change, and neither does his personality. So Deathstroke first appeared in New Teen Titans number 2, 1980, in the pre-Crisis on Infinite Earths DC universe. And due to the character's popularity, he was unchanged when Crisis on Infinite Earths happened. So Slade was an elite member of the US military, and once when he was critically injured, they injected him with the experimental super soldier serum that gave him enhanced strength, speed, durability, agility, and mental processing. As we can see here, he's kicking 2 men at once, drawing blood, sending them flying back. You can see him shoulder blocking more men while he's in handcuffs. Here we can see him burst out of metal chains. Here he kicks down a metal door with ease. Here we can see him kick Beast Boy while he's a leopard and he goes flying. Also with another double kick, we can see he was able to harm Starfire, who has superhuman durability. Slade's super strong leg muscles also allow him to jump great heights. As for his durability, we can see here he gets hit by an explosion and goes through a wall and dents it, and he's still alive. Slade has cat-like agility. As we can see here, he does multiple somersaults while handcuffed, going from a moving truck to a moving car, and then taking down the men inside of it masterfully. Deathstroke, using his superhuman reflexes, is able to perceive Kid Flash while he's moving and can even strike him with his weapons. As we can see here, he throws his staff and trips Kid Flash. And here, while Kid Flash was trying to blitz him from behind, Deathstroke spun around and hit him with a backhand. Bees being Wally West when he was a child. Deathstroke was also able to land a kick on Impulse, the second Kid Flash, with relatively no effort. Deathstroke can of course deflect bullets, as we can see here. He's doing it easily with his sword. Here we can see him masterfully dodging multiple shotgun blasts. And here we can see him casually ducking bullets that were shot very close to him. So Slade's last biological trait that is very useful to him is his healing factor. As we can see here, his heart had stopped for 25 minutes, and then it somehow restarted. He can heal cuts and bruises in mere hours, and overnight, he can heal from lethal stab wounds. So Deathstroke's healing factor is no joke. On top of all of this, Slade is trained in elite military tactics and is of course a master martial artist. Here we can see him absolutely decimate Batman, and he was able to fight Bronze Tiger and Deadshot at the same time. Now of course a lot of this is due to his physical enhancements, but it's still impressive nonetheless. Slade is also a master of all weapons, including several different firearms, and he never misses, because his brain is enhanced to 90% capacity. Here we can see him get into an even shootout with Deadshot, and they both survive it due to the fact that they both wear bulletproof armor. Speaking of Deathstroke's body armor, he wears body armor that's laced with a metal called promethium, which is an alloy that is completely indestructible. If you're unfamiliar with it, it's essentially DC's version of adamantium, which is what Wolverine's indestructible claws are made out of. As for Slade's main weapons, one of the weapons he makes use of frequently is his energy staff. He carries a collapsible metal staff which is capable of harnessing and shooting powerful energy blasts. As you can see here, it tears up the street, tripping Impulse. And here we can see while Slade was on top of a train and wanted it to stop, he blasted out a large part of the train tracks with just one beam from his energy staff. Slade also carries a promethium sword, which is essentially capable of cutting through anything on Earth, including Cyborg's metal parts, which were also made of promethium. Deathstroke's promethium-laced body armor is so strong that it was able to take multiple shots to the chest and back. Slade has also been seen to make use of a power dampener. As you can see here, he attaches it to Cyborg and it temporarily shuts him down. As we can see here, he he makes use of a jetpack when needed, and with a special explosive device he kept hidden in his boot, he's able to use it to create an explosion that sent the entire Justice League flying back, allowing him to escape. Slade also makes use of numerous other powerful high-tech weapons and guns, and lasers and swords. And he whips out specialty weapons when he needs to. As you can see here, he made himself a kryptonite sword, so he'd be able to take down Supergirl. Slade is so skilled, and is such a good battle tactician, that Superman himself asked Slade to lead the heroes in the battle against Warworld. And other people, including Green Arrow and Red Arrow, consider Deathstroke to be the greatest battle tactician on the entire planet. Moving on from pre-crisis and post-crisis, here we're going to New 52 and Rebirth. So Deathstroke's origin in New 52 is pretty much the same. He joined the military as a young man, and then one day was enhanced genetically. So of course, these versions of Slade still have all the same enhancements. As we can see here, he kicks over a gigantic trash can, crushing a man, killing him against a wall with one kick. He's fast enough to deflect bullets with his sword, and take down several men by easily punching them, kicking them, and showing off his great agility and reflexes by dodging bullets and flipping around them. He still retained his classic powerful energy staff, and of course he still carried his deadly Prometheum sword. Certain types of Prometheum are also able to absorb energy. As you can see here, he uses it to absorb Superman's heat vision. And the Prometheum blade was capable of easily cutting Superman's skin. And of course, these are some amazing speed feats on Deathstroke's part, as he's able to keep up in a fight with Superman. So New 52 Deathstroke at one point wore an nth metal armor. As we can see here, he was able to stand up to several strikes from Lobo, who is every bit as strong as Superman. And here we can see his armor standing up to strikes from Wonder Woman, although she does bust it off. At one point, Deathstroke wore a special high-tech armor called Icon Armor, which was capable of generating force fields powerful enough to stand up to Superman's strikes, and the feedback from the blows caused Superman to bleed. And here, the Icon Armor was capable of absorbing and stealing Wally West's Speed Force, temporarily giving Deathstroke Speed Force powers. I'm pretty sure this high-tech, extremely powerful armor is what inspired the version of Deathstroke that appears in My Adventures with Superman. While Slade is certainly not a role model, he does have some admirable traits, and he does have somewhat of an honor code. This is why more than once he's worked with heroes against villains, and has even helped save the world. And whether or not he's working with the Teen Titans or the Justice League to save the world, or whether or not he's being hired to assassinate them, one thing's for sure, is that Slade Wilson is the most deadly man on the planet. Well everyone, thanks for watching. Until next time.